bought this t-shirt from Walmart and I love it. It says, it costs nothing to be a nice person. It was freaking $5. I went to my favorite jewelry store. I just bought these cute little earrings. I just bought this awesome choker necklace. I'm going back to get all the other colors because I wasn't sure how it was gonna like look, but I'm so obsessed and in love with it. I can't wait to wear a deep V because OMG.
Welcome back to all my Living Path crew, and hello to all my new viewers. Hey, I hope you stick around to the end of this video to see if you're feeling my vibe. If you are, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you can make sure you're here with the rest of my videos. And then don't forget to check me out here on Facebook at Passion as a Verb, and then here on Instagram at Passion as a Verb. Let's get into today's video. Okay, you guys, so as you can see from the title, this is the third video in my Right to Remember series, and I'm so excited. This one is in response again to the question that another YouTuber asked, where she said, what do you do when you don't feel good enough? And she was probably asking in the terms of when you don't feel like your YouTube videos are as good as other YouTube videos, but I took it a little bit deeper, well not a little bit, like a lot deeper, into what do you feel when you're just not good enough in anything in life? When you don't feel like you're a good enough mom, if you don't feel like you're a good enough business owner, if you don't feel like you're a good enough woman, wife, friend, best friend, whatever. What do you do when you just don't feel like you're good enough? And so I decided to create a year-long series, maybe a year, maybe 2, 3, this might be going on, who knows, a series to address this, because I think it's a really big issue. It's something that a lot of us go through in many forms and fashions in our life, and it's something we need to put oh my gosh, these blurbs! It's something we need to put a focus on to give better improvement in our overall mental health and physical health. Absolutely, you guys, there's certain negative things we can do to ourselves in our aura that causes physical ailments, and that's what we don't want. So if you don't know about this series, be sure to check out my videos right here. This is the very first video, part 1, and then this is the video part 2. You can also just check out the playlist, which is called Right to Remember. Well, no, it's not Right to Remember anymore. I changed it. It's called Self-Love. It's like self-love, self-care, it's self-everything. You'll see the playlist. But all the Right to Remember series videos are going to be in that playlist. So let's get into what I want to talk to today about what portion of the what do you do when you don't feel good enough. So today's topic about what to do when you don't feel good enough is to be how to spoil yourself. Yes! You know, a lot of people talk about spoiling themselves, and then a lot of people say that they wish they could spoil themselves, but they don't find the time. So I want to talk about the small little things you can do that give you a little bit of joy, that builds up to big joy, spoiling yourself, that doesn't usually cost a whole bunch of money or a whole bunch of your time, or in the need of doing a whole bunch of planning to make sure you get it done. Typically what people think about when they're thinking about spoiling themselves is getting me time, which is sometimes really difficult for us who are either entrepreneurs, mompreneurs, mothers, or just crazy busy, corporate busy women. We don't find that much time for us because we're heavily into either taking care of the kids, taking care of the business, or climbing that corporate ladder, especially us as women. We tend to put ourselves last in everything. I'm very guilty of that. I put my fiance and my kids way before me. I will go without so many things to make sure my kids have everything that they need and want, and spoil the crap out of my fiance before I think about myself. And that's what I did for a long period of time until I had a nice little conversation, or I guess you could say it was like an intervention from my mother and my fiance about me loving who I am. This was during the times where my fiance was not around and he was gone a lot, and my mother noticed my mental status, my emotional status, and how depression was really starting to take over my life. And it
went into a chaotic theme and all these other kinds of things. And so that's what ends up happening to us. We start finding we're not as happy as we thought. We're not smiling as often as we used to. We're not finding joy in things we used to find joy in. And what's happening is it's that internal part of us where we're not spoiling ourselves on a regular basis. And you guys, spoiling yourselves doesn't mean you have to go and spend a $300 shopping spree on yourself. Now, those are nice and they are needed every now and then. But those are not things that, let's be honest, those are not things you can do on a serious, consistent basis. And if you can, please send me your DM. Like, send me an email to info@passions.verb. I want to know how you got there, because I would love a life where I could just spend $30 on myself every week. Like, that's the goal. I'm getting there. So what I want to talk about is things that you can do to spoil yourself that are so minimal, so small, don't take a lot of time, don't take a lot of money, but they really do bring you internal joy. And the more you do these small things, the more it's going to start building up to where you can build that strength up to do more of this spoilage of yourself, and the more of the bigger things you're going to end up finding yourself making time for it. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't make time for themselves, but this is going to encourage you to do that. So you're probably wondering, well, what the heck are these little small things? They're really small. Let's talk about one of them. My nails. Okay, so many of you guys know, and I mentioned it in the video before this, I've been wearing those Kiss press-on nails. They do come with like those press-on like adhesive sticks, but those like don't work. I use the actual nail glue, but they're really strong. Like, they're not gonna pop off or anything like that. These will last me like 2 to 3 weeks, and then I took them off and put another one on. But like, y'all, the styles they're coming up with are ridiculous. Look at that fade from clear to pink and all this glitter, shine, awesome. So I love this. It only takes me about 15 to 20 minutes when you're doing it right to put these on, and that's just some time for myself. I feel like I'm treating myself, because I feel one way when I don't have the nails on, and a totally different way when I have the nails on. When I put the nails on, I just like, there's just this feeling that comes over me that, you know, I'm prissy, I'm girly, and I love that feeling, because that's just, I'm a prissy, girly type of girl. You know, if I was a tomboy, the nails probably might not do it for me, but this is for me, and so this is the way I spoil myself. And so I find myself, when I'm putting these nails on, I just end up smiling. I could be having a really horrible day or so much going on, and if I just leave and put myself in the bathroom for 15 minutes and I go and put nails on, I walk out of that bathroom just feeling different because I have nails on. Extremely small. This cost me $5.97. That will last me for 3 weeks. And so what happens is when I put nails on, I start taking all these photos, I start going like this, and all these selfies, and what happens is I'm noticing all these pictures I'm taking where I'm smiling, I'm having a good day, but when I look back, I realize that was Tuesday. That's when I was going through so-and-so, but I obviously found something to be happy about, because this selfie looks like bomb. Okay, like, see, for real? I wasn't kidding. I took a selfie as soon as I put my nails on. So that's one thing. Another thing that I did is I bought myself attachments to my engagement ring. So if you guys can see that here, I'm gonna take it off so you guys can see. And this was just a gift to myself. So sometimes, you guys, we just need to buy ourselves little gifts that can be really small, that just make an impact. So I bought these things. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's just these two little ring attachment. It's got this kind of curve in it, this kind of indent. I bought them for $7 on Amazon. Yeah, $7. So like for $14, I feel like I totally upgraded my engagement ring, which makes me feel some kind of way. It just makes, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm engaged again, but I got some in silver and I got some in this rose gold. And it just made me feel like my ring got upgraded. So when I look at it, it makes me feel, I can't explain, but it just looks different. I love the way that the kind of curve peak part just goes right around my solitaire diamond. And then look, so you guys look at that, right? And then look at my ring, how it was before I did it, before I bought these little things. It's there. It's still pretty. But like just that single extra little bands that only cost me $14 off Amazon, I'll link it below for those who just want to get it. It just makes me feel a certain way when I look down at the ring, and it's a gift that I got myself. It's nothing I asked him to do, you know, because if he got me something, it would be like the really expensive kind that actually go with my ring. But for the interim, I wanted to wear this. I love that I got them, and I went and got them in silver because it just, I don't know. It just makes me feel a little way. But the whole point of that is just that I bought myself an inexpensive gift that does something for me. It gives me an impact internally and makes me smile. So that's one other thing. Another thing that is a really small thing, not a lot of money, not a lot of time, that just brings you simple joy is snacks. You guys, snacks, like snacks that are just yours. Like everyone in my house knows, they don't touch this box. This is my snack box. These are my Nilla wafers. So I typically put them in my office so nobody takes them. But this gives me joy. Like when I'm just going through the day, I'm just like, oh, I'll just grab this bright freaking yellow box that just makes you smile anyways, because it's bright as day yellow. And I just have some Nilla wafers because it's like one of my favorite snacks in the world that's not chocolate. See? That's what I do when I have it. Snacks. Snacks is a perfect way to individually kind of spoil yourself and make them just yours. Write your name on it. Put it underneath your bed. Put it next to your nightstand. Put it in your office. Stick it in your car. Wherever it's going to be yours. But it's just yours and nobody else touches it. It personalizes it. Makes it individually and
exclusively yours. Almost really had another verb.
Snacks, y'all. Another great snack, as y'all know, is I'm obsessed with Kit Kats. Thank you to Robin's Nest for getting me that bag of Kit Kats. I've been going through them like for real. I have one now. I'm obsessed with Kit Kats. That story's coming to you guys. So snacks is another really good way to just give yourself a little small little internal boost. Excuse me.
Y'all must have a piece of this Kit Kat bar.
We're gonna pause right here so I can eat this Kit Kat. Yep, here we go. And we're back. So you guys see, I just took a moment to myself to enjoy my Kit Kats and my snacks. I need a Nilla wafer. Like, this is not good for my weight at all, but I don't care. I'm spoiling myself right now. So, snacks is the other thing that you can do that doesn't take a lot of time or money. I hate watching people chew. So like I hate just talking with food in my mouth. So I'm gonna put this down. So snacks is another way that you can find a really minimal way to just enjoy a moment. And sometimes it's just about a moment, you guys. Okay, another really simple thing to do is watch one of your favorite shows. It seems like it's nothing, but it does something. A lot of these things I'm talking about, you guys, are the more that you do it, the more consistently you do it, you will start to see you're finding more happiness in your life. Because you're in that moment putting a focus on you. You're not watching a show because that's what your hubby wants to watch, what your wifey wants to watch. You're not putting it on because your kids want to watch it. You're watching it because it's your show. It's what you enjoy and you love the content. Just like when you watch my videos. Just thought I'd throw that in there. It's for you. You guys, I love watching HGTV shows. I love watching Fixer Upper, Renovation, Rehab. Like, I love those kind of shows. So anyways, watch a show. Watch a show that's for you, that you love. It doesn't matter what it is. Take the time to watch that show and shut out everything else. Okay, another tip I have to do little spoily things is to create a song playlist, whether you use Spotify, Amazon, Google Music, iTunes, whatever. Create a playlist that has all the songs that you just love. And the type of songs you need to put in, no depressing songs, like no songs because you went over a breakup. Talking about It's Too Late from JoJo, or When Your Lips Are Moving, Your Lips Are Moving, then you lie, 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 lie from Meghan Trainor. Like, yeah, that is, I need to forgive myself from that because I still have that as my ex-husband's ringtone. So I probably should change that. I'll work on that. But anyways, don't fill it with songs that are like depressing or talking about a certain situation you're going through, because we're trying to make your situation temporary. So just fill it up with songs that just get you booming, banging, or it doesn't always be booming and banging, but songs that just talk to your spirit, gospel songs, spiritual songs, songs that really move and you know, bring tears to your eyes because there's just something that you just love, things that you love. Create a song playlist. I promise you that does good. And then another tip I have for you is go for a walk. Go for a walk. It doesn't matter if you're doing a 5-minute walk, a 10-minute walk, a 15-minute walk, but go for a walk intentionally, because what happens is you end up having a conversation with yourself. You get away from all the noise of life and things that are going on, and you can get real and intimate with yourself. And then in those moments is when you really find out what really is bothering you, what is really going to be something that's going to turn your week around. You might find a solution to a problem because you're getting yourself away from things. When I used to work in corporate, I found a way to use 15 minutes of my 1-hour lunch to do absolutely nothing but to walk around. It would be walking around the parking lot at Walmart. It would just be walking around outside, not in a store, or that would give me distractions and I end up buying stuff I don't need to. But I would just walk. That quiet time does so amazing for your internal self. And that's everything I'm talking about, you guys, is your internal self. All the little small things that really do it for you. So yes, intentionally go for a walk. It doesn't even need to be for the purpose of getting any exercise, although that is another benefit that comes with it. It's just a way to kind of spoil yourself and do that. The other tip that I have is to grab a new book. Yes, you guys, books. It allows your brain to explore, to grow, to develop, to create creativity in our minds. When you read a book, and my fiance and I were having a conversation about this in the car the other day, but when you read a book, your brain has to make a visualization of what you're reading. When you watch it on TV and you see a green shirt, you see it. It's a green shirt. You don't have to think of it. But if you're reading a book and it says that RJ was walking down the street in her polka dot dress, you have to visualize her walking down a street and in a polka dot dress. It stimulates this brain of ours that we've got to keep healthy, which helps with the mental health that you have, you guys. Pick up a brand new book. It's nothing like getting a book, smelling for the first time, scrolling through the pages, sitting down, and even if you can only read the book 10 minutes a day, it's so exciting to know, oh my gosh, I can get back, I'm on chapter 6. It's the point of starting something and finishing it. That is amazing to women when we can check off that we've done something. And it can be as simple as reading a book. Start it, end it. You don't have to sit down for an entire hour to read the book. Read a book in a month. Take 5 minutes a day and just read through it. Read 10 pages a day. If you know there's 100 pages, divide that out to how many pages you need to read for to finish it in a month. Move on to a next book. It does amazing things, you guys. You have no idea. Read mystery books. Read books about how to be a badass entrepreneur. Read books on motherhood. Read books on anything that interests you. Sci-fi. It doesn't freaking matter. Romance books, whatever you want. But just go get a book. So anyways, you guys, those are just all my small little tidbits that I think of things that, not that I think, but things that I know for sure will help you feel good about yourself. You've got to feel good about yourself before you start understanding your worth and your value, which answers the ultimate question, what do you do when you don't feel good enough? So we got to start right now feeling ourselves. So when you get your book, your names are in the description below for those I'm still waiting to get addresses for, so we can start this right to remember. If you were not part of part 1 video or part 2 video and you still want to be part of this, I have some extra notebooks. So just say count me in the description below and email me at info@passionsofher.com your mailing address, because those are going out. I'm mailing these out no later than Saturday, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time, but make sure you give me your address, because I have a few extra notebooks and I'm mailing them out, and they're so freaking cute. They're so cute. And I've got little gifts in there too. When I say little, I mean it's like a little gift, but it's just something for you guys. It's not just the notebook in there. So when you get your notebook, this is your next assignment that you need to do. So we already have one assignment that's supposed to be in there, which I talk about in video 2, so go back there to find out what that one is. So when you get your notebook, make sure you put assignment number 2 in there, and this is assignment number 3. So assignment number 3 is you need to dedicate a page to your self-spoilage. So you can put spoil myself, spoilage, self-spoilage, whatever you want to title it. On that page, you need to write a list of all the little things that bring you joy. What are your favorite snacks? What are your favorite TV shows? What are some small little gifts you just want to get for yourself? But that's what I mean, like, spoil yourselves, you guys. Go to Walmart, get one of those $5 pieces of jewelry. Get a t-shirt for $5. You know, go get yourself a new pair of shoes that are on sale because they're going to liquidated sale. It only costs you $14. I'm talking about ways to do things that don't cost a huge amount of money. Like massages cost like $75 an hour of your time. I'm talking about keeping it really small things that you can do on a consistent basis, like 1 to 2 times a week, because it counts, you guys. All these little small things build up to something big. So this assignment, that page, you're going to write a list of all the things that can give you small, minimal joy, from your snacks to your TV shows, to your music playlist, to small little gifts that you can give yourself, to what books that you want to read, and to how many times you're going to dedicate in a week that you're going to take yourself on a self-to-self intimate walk. All right, you guys, that was it for this video on spoiling yourself for my Right to Remember series. Don't forget to check in the description if you're one of the people that I'm missing an address for. And if you want to join in on this is going to be something that I do a video on once a month for the entire year. And then in March of 2021, we're going to go through the purpose of it, where I talk about, when we scroll through, we see all the different color pens and all that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, go look at video 1 and you'll see it's an entire twist to notebooking and journaling. And even if you want to join and not get one of my notebooks and you have a notebook, just say you're joining right below. All right, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next